So I just finished Black Panthers, the Vanguard of the Revolution. It's a PBS documentary, and I gotta say, I'm so surprised, man. Like, so here's a weird thing. Um, I don't know. As a kid, I heard about the Black Panthers and I saw like a little bit, and like I just thought they were like the coolest fucking people ever. Like they were so cool. And but then I don't know, through whatever I heard about them or whatever was like sort of the idea of them at the time, was like I heard they were just like a really militantly racist against white people group. And that cannot be like further from the truth. Well, okay, I mean, so it needs some unpacking, but basically it depends on which leader you're talking about, because there were a couple different leaders within the movement, and some were more aggressive than others. But it boils down to, the Black Panthers started as a community watch group. They knew the law, and they were you could carry a firearm around as long as it wasn't concealed. So they got this group together, and they would drive around with their weapons fully on display. And they would stop and they would watch police officers make traffic stops of black people. And they would just stand by until it was over, and then they would leave. They were policing the police. And then it grew into, they had a bunch of community outreach programs like Breakfast for Kids, and like all this like great stuff. And then eventually at one point, I'm just summarizing here, but there was Fred Hampton. He came in and he was joining forces, like the Young Patriots, I think is the name, and then another street gang. I'm butchering it. I'm going to do a deep dive into this, but he was pulling multiple races together. And, you know, this whole time that the Black Panthers were a group, they were being harassed by the FBI the entire time. They were all surveilled. They were all harassed, to the point of like the FBI sending letters to people's spouses telling them they were cheating on them, doing anything they could to sow discord. This is the fucking FBI, okay? And the more I learned about this, just like in Mississippi, the state and the government did everything they could to fucking quash any kind of integration, any kind of unity between races. And Fred Hampton comes in, and he is pulling together, like the Young Patriots were like some fucking redneck group from Appalachia, and they teamed up with the Black Panthers, and they wore Confederate flags and stuff. And actually, they stopped wearing the Confederate flag out of respect for the Black Panthers. So, like, and they formed the Rainbow Coalition, and so I'm gonna get more into that in depth. But anyways, it was headed towards huge, big unity and power to the people, of all people. And then guess what? The fucking FBI and the cops literally straight up politically assassinate Fred Hampton in his own house. They bust in and just shoot up the place. And there was only one shot fired by a Black Panther, and it was because the guy that opened the door dropped his gun and it went off. Because they shot him in the heart and he dropped his gun. So, again, yet another story of the government quelling any kind of multiracial unity. And this is the stuff that people need to know. We grow up thinking like, oh, the Black Panthers, they were a racist group. They hated white people, you know. But that is not the truth. They were oppressed, and they were like beaten and brutalized. And then at some point, eventually, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to stand up with power to my race because these are the only people that know my struggle. But even then, even still, they tried to reach out and build a multiracial community and unity, and they got fucking assassinated. It's like, common knowledge. It's not even a secret. It's not even a conspiracy. The FBI literally, in their papers, stop a messiah that would unify races and all this shit. Like, just look it up, guys. Like, it's insane. But PBS, Vanguard of the Revolution, watch it, learn about the Black Panthers, because they are not what you thought. There was even, like, Huey, he was one of the leaders of the Black Panther. He got locked up, and there were multiracial protests, Free Huey, the Free Huey movement, and it was people of all races. So don't believe this fucking revisionist history bullshit, and don't assume Black Panthers are racist and all this stuff. Like, look it up and do the research, and just take some time to learn Black history. That's what I'm starting this movement. Hashtag learn Black history, and hashtag I'm listening, meaning you're listening to people of color and their stories of struggle. And when you listen, there is no doubt that you just can't deny the racial oppression that people of color face in this country still to this day. And for us to move forward, we have to stop denying that and admit it. And we have to there is a huge gaping wound on the past that needs to be cleaned out. And to do that, we have to stop denying that racism is a thing. It has taken many forms over the years, but it is still here. It's alive and well. And right now you're seeing the world finally wake up and say, no fucking more. So what can you do? You can learn Black history. You can inform yourself. And so you can inform others, because the most powerful thing that you can do is help someone understand.